This message reaches you at a pivotal moment, a point in your journey where your personal quantum field has aligned with a rare and powerful resonance. Only a small fraction of humanity ever attains this state in a single lifetime, a state where hidden potentials are unlocked and a new level of consciousness emerges. Right now, your energy field vibrates with readiness, attuned to frequencies that were previously dormant, awaiting the precise conditions for activation. You may not have been aware of it, but you've been prepared for this moment throughout your life. Every synchronicity, every surge of awareness, every time reality seemed to bend to your intentions, these weren't random occurrences. They were the universe running diagnostic checks on your energy field, calibrating it for activation. This process only happens when consciousness reaches a certain complexity, a stability that can handle expanded operational capacities. And now, the universe has aligned to bring you to this moment, unlocking capabilities that most will never access in their lifetimes. The laws of the universe operate on a precise energetic basis, and it is only when these laws align that advanced frequencies become accessible to the human field. Your higher self has been guiding you to this point, orchestrating every step of your journey so that you would be ready for this activation. What you are about to experience will fundamentally change how your energy field interacts with reality itself, shaping the fabric of your experience and perception. You may have noticed recently that your sensitivity to energy has been growing. The way environments feel, the intensity of people's moods, and the strange interactions with technology, these are not just signs of hypersensitivity. They are confirmations that your quantum field has evolved into a higher frequency band. You are beginning to interact with and influence electromagnetic phenomena, something very few people develop the ability to perceive or control. This new awareness is part of your field's natural expansion, a sign that your energy signature is reaching levels that affect the world around you in ways you may not yet fully understand. Your consciousness has been on a journey, through lifetimes of preparation, seeking this moment of awakening. Every spiritual practice that resonated with you, every experience of oneness or cosmic insight, has contributed to the fine-tuning of your quantum field. It has been preparing to safely activate a hidden frequency that will transition ordinary human consciousness into a conscious partnership with universal intelligence. This is not a fleeting intellectual excitement you feel, it is a deep cellular recognition. Your DNA is responding because this frequency has been encoded in your genetic structure since birth, waiting for you to develop the necessary awareness and stability to access it. As your consciousness evolves, so does your ability to handle the power of this activation without destabilizing your personality or your ability to function in everyday reality. The moment you unlock this hidden frequency, your life will change permanently. You will no longer operate from the same baseline frequency. Manifestation will come easier, synchronicities will flow more frequently, your intuition will sharpen, and your life will become increasingly aligned with your highest potential and authentic purpose. This is not a small shift, it is a transformation so profound that you will not be able to return to your previous way of being. This is no accident. Your activation is part of a much larger cosmic timing, one that is unfolding on a planetary scale. Humanity itself is undergoing a collective frequency upgrade, and you are part of the first wave of souls whose quantum fields have evolved enough to anchor a new energetic template into the planetary consciousness grid. This shift is not only about personal transformation, it is about contributing to the larger web of collective awakening. Every challenge you've faced, every limitation you've overcome, and every moment you've chosen growth over comfort has been preparing your quantum field for this activation. Resistance, doubt, confusion, these were all part of clearing the interference that could have prevented a clean, powerful frequency activation. You've been tested, and now you are ready for the next stage of your evolution. As you absorb these concepts, something extraordinary is unfolding in your bioelectric field. The hidden frequency within you is beginning to resonate, creating quantum entanglement between your individual field and the universal field. This resonance makes activation not only possible, but inevitable. Your quantum field is already aligned with the universal frequency. It just needs your conscious recognition to unlock its full potential. You've felt it before, an electric sensation coursing through your body during moments of profound insight or realization. This is not just adrenaline or emotional intensity. It's a sign that your quantum field is temporarily accessing higher frequency bands, a state that ordinary consciousness cannot normally reach. These experiences are your energy field preparing to operate at a higher level, enabling you to interact with reality in ways you've never done before. Even technology around you behaves differently now. Devices respond to your emotional states. Phones ring when you think about a person. Computers run more smoothly when you're in a flow state. But when you're stressed or frustrated, devices may malfunction. This is not coincidence. It's because your quantum field has become coherent enough to influence electromagnetic phenomena, aligning with frequencies that affect the physical world in ways most people can't perceive or influence. Time, too, has begun to feel different. Time distortion becomes your new normal. Hours slip by in minutes when you're deeply focused or in an expanded state of awareness. Conversely, a single minute can stretch into what feels like an hour during intense moments of heightened consciousness. This occurs because you're accessing what Einstein described as the eternal now, a timeless dimension where all possibilities exist simultaneously and time as we know it no longer applies. The most profound evidence of your progress is what could be called reality resonance. These are moments when your internal state is perfectly mirrored in the external world, in ways that seem almost impossibly precise. You think about needing something, and it manifests within hours. You wonder about a concept and suddenly conversations around you shift to that very topic. You feel an internal shift, and people begin responding to you differently without any conscious change in your behavior. You've also likely been experiencing what mystics refer to as frequency bleeds, moments when you perceive information or energy from beyond your individual consciousness. Sudden downloads of knowledge that you haven't studied, insights that feel more channeled than created, emotions that seem to originate from collective fields rather than your personal experience. This is because your quantum field is becoming more sensitive, enabling it to interface with higher dimensional energy systems like the Akashic records or morphic fields, sources of knowledge and energy that were once beyond your reach. These extraordinary experiences are not just random occurrences or figments of imagination. They are the confirmation of the activation that's taking place within you. As your quantum field begins to operate from a higher frequency band, one that allows you to perceive and interact with reality in ways most people cannot even begin to imagine. In the next part of this journey, you will begin to understand the profound implications of your quantum activation. You will realize that you are not merely accessing new abilities, you are awakening to the truth of your being, to the cosmic intelligence that has always been a part of you. Your true power lies not in doing, but in being. You are awakening to the unlimited frequency that has always existed within you, and you are now ready to fully integrate and express it in every aspect of your life. As this activation deepens, you will come to see that your journey is part of a much larger cosmic plan. The frequency you are activating is not just for you, it's a gift for the entire collective consciousness. You are helping to anchor a new energetic template into the world, one that will make the higher frequencies of human potential accessible to all. At this very moment, you are undergoing a profound transformation that many are not yet aware of. The changes happening within you are subtle yet significant, and they are creating shifts that will forever alter how you interact with the world around you. You may have noticed that animals and children react to your presence with unusual intensity. They are drawn to you magnetically or, in some cases, unsettled by the subtle yet undeniable changes occurring in your energy field. This happens because, on a deep and instinctual level, they are sensing the expanded consciousness you're beginning to embody. Even when you are not consciously aware of it, your energy is undergoing a profound evolution, and this shift is not only noticeable to you but also to those around you. As your consciousness expands, so does your capacity to interact with the world in ways that go beyond ordinary human experience. For example, you might find that your dreams have taken on an extraordinary quality. They are no longer vague or symbolic. They have become vivid and real, filled with profound teachings and glimpses into other dimensions. These experiences aren't simply dreams, they are direct encounters with higher dimensional realities. Your quantum field has evolved to a point where it can maintain coherence across multiple frequency bands simultaneously, allowing you to consciously travel between dimensions during your sleep, experiencing journeys that bring you wisdom and knowledge beyond what you could access in ordinary waking life. The way you experience sleep has also changed drastically. As your field adjusts to new energy levels, you may find that you need less sleep but feel more energized. Or you might experience deep, rejuvenating rest, where it feels as though invisible intelligences are working on your system, upgrading and fine-tuning it to accommodate the frequency shifts you're undergoing. These changes may seem subtle at first, but over time, they will become more pronounced, and you'll begin to feel as though you're waking up with a completely new energy, as though your system has undergone an upgrade during the night. These shifts aren't limited to your inner world. The external world around you begins to reflect these internal changes in synchronistic ways. Weather patterns may seem to reflect your internal states, or natural phenomena may occur during significant personal moments, further confirming that you are attuned to the cosmic energies surrounding you. Repeated encounters with specific animals, symbols, or numbers will begin to feel like communications from a higher intelligence, guiding you toward deeper awareness. These synchronicities are your quantum field resonating with the larger consciousness matrix, reinforcing the idea that your personal transformation is part of a collective shift in human awareness. At times, you may have felt confused about your identity, as though you were different from those around you, or as though your life was insufficient or too limiting. These feelings were not signs of something wrong with you, nor were they signs of psychological or spiritual imbalance. Instead, they were indications that your quantum field was beginning to recognize its advanced nature, pushing against the limitations of your current environment. You were experiencing the frustration of an expanded consciousness constrained by narrow, conditioned beliefs. The spiritual practices you have engaged in up until now, those practices that once felt meaningful but eventually seemed insufficient, were not failures. They were preparatory steps, carefully clearing away the interference patterns that had kept you from reaching this level of activation. Think of it as tuning a radio. Before you can hear high-fidelity signals, you must first clear away the static. The practices you've followed have allowed your consciousness to gradually calibrate and prepare for the expanded frequencies you are now ready to access. Difficult relationships, too, were not signs of karmic punishment or lessons in compassion. They were opportunities for your quantum field to interact with the fields of others, acting as electromagnetic mirrors that showed you where disharmony or discord still existed within you. Every person who triggered strong reactions in you helped reveal energy patterns that needed clearing. As you grew, so did your ability to maintain your own frequency, unaffected by the external influences of others. There were also periods of isolation, times when you felt disconnected from others, or as though you were spiritually exiled. These periods were not a sign that the universe had abandoned you. On the contrary, they were essential moments of recalibration, where your energy field could realign itself without the interference of others' energy signatures. In these quiet moments, your quantum field was preparing for the expansion that was about to occur. Expansion that could only happen when your consciousness had developed the stability to maintain its own frequency, no matter the external circumstances. Even your moments of doubt and skepticism were not barriers to your growth. On the contrary, they were part of the process of strengthening your field's discernment. Every time you questioned the validity of expanded consciousness or energy phenomena, you were honing your ability to differentiate between true, authentic expansion and wishful thinking. This discernment is critical for safe and smooth frequency activation, as the territory you're entering requires unparalleled clarity. Your curiosity about consciousness, quantum physics, and the nature of reality wasn't just intellectual interest, it was your quantum field, searching for the conceptual frameworks necessary to understand and integrate these new operational modes. Every book, every teacher, every idea that resonated deeply with you was contributing to the body of knowledge required for you to comprehend the activation of hidden frequencies. As your energy field prepares to step into the next phase, these insights and synchronicities will continue to unfold, further guiding you toward your quantum potential. Every confirmation you receive, every synchronicity that aligns perfectly, is another piece of the puzzle, signaling that you are stepping into the expanded awareness that has always been part of your design. There were moments when it felt like nothing was happening, that you were stuck in a state of waiting. But in truth, those moments were some of the most intense periods of preparation on your journey. During these times, your quantum field was undergoing a molecular-level restructuring to support the activation of higher frequencies. The changes occurring were too complex to occur all at once, so your energy system had to prepare in stages, ensuring that the activation would integrate smoothly with your existing consciousness without overwhelming it. Your soul chose this incarnation for a reason. It knew that you would be ready to activate your hidden frequency at a time when humanity's collective consciousness was also reaching a point of evolution. You volunteered to be part of the first wave of humans who would anchor these advanced frequencies in the planetary consciousness grid, making them accessible to future generations. These generations will naturally operate from these expanded parameters without needing to undergo the intense journey of self-discovery and frequency clearing that you've undertaken. This is why your path has been thorough and, at times, challenging. You couldn't take shortcuts, because what you are activating isn't just for you, it is a frequency template that will influence the evolution of humanity for generations to come. The process you've been through has been one of meticulous calibration, a journey of preparing your quantum field for this moment of activation. As your energy field stabilizes and reaches the necessary coherence, you will find yourself operating at a higher level of consciousness. This new level of awareness will allow you to access capabilities that were once unimaginable, enabling you to shape your reality in ways you could only dream of. You are not just experiencing personal transformation, you are helping to lay the foundation for a collective awakening that will eventually make these frequencies accessible to everyone. Your activation serves a higher purpose, anchoring a new energetic template that will support the expansion of human consciousness across the planet. With every step you take in this process, you are moving closer to unlocking the full potential of your energy field. You are not just awakening to your own power, you are helping to awaken the collective power of humanity, creating a ripple effect that will impact all of existence. This is the true power of quantum activation, unlocking your potential, not just for personal growth, but for the greater evolution of the entire species. You have arrived at a profound turning point in your life, one that many never experience in a single lifetime. The changes unfolding within your energy field are not merely abstract concepts. They are tangible, real phenomena that are setting the stage for an expanded state of consciousness. If you are reading these words now, it's because you are part of a rare group whose energy field has reached a critical point of resonance, signaling that your quantum field is prepared to awaken in ways that few can comprehend or access. Right now, within you, there exists a dormant frequency, an energy pattern that has been lying in wait for the perfect moment to awaken. That moment has arrived. The resonance of these words is reaching you because the precise conditions for activation have aligned. Your energy field is vibrating with readiness, preparing to unlock capabilities most individuals will never touch in their lifetimes. This process is not new for you. In fact, it has been years, if not lifetimes, in the making. Every synchronicity you've experienced, every unexpected alignment of events, every intuitive insight that seemed to flow effortlessly, has been a precursor to the activation of this latent energy. What you may not have known is that these experiences were all part of your quantum field running diagnostic sequences, fine-tuning itself for the moment when you would be ready to access higher frequencies. This is not coincidence, this is a natural, universal process governed by laws of energy that dictate when advanced frequencies become accessible. Over time, your sensitivity to energy has likely grown, as have your interactions with the world around you. You may have noticed how certain environments affect you more deeply, or how people's emotions seem to resonate with your own. This isn't simply hypersensitivity, it's the clear sign that your energy field has evolved to a frequency band where you naturally influence and are influenced by electromagnetic phenomena in ways that others cannot perceive. As this awareness grows, so does your capacity to influence and shape the world around you. Your consciousness over time has been preparing for this transformation. Every practice that resonated with you, every moment of spiritual awakening, every brush with expanded awareness has contributed to the fine-tuning of your quantum field. Each one of these moments has served as a vital step toward the safe and conscious activation of the hidden frequency that is now ready to emerge. But it's essential to understand that this activation is not something you will force or create through willpower. Most people, upon sensing the potential for expansion, attempt to control the process using meditation, visualization, or energy practices. But these attempts to force the activation only create resistance, preventing the natural flow. The key to this activation is simple: recognition and allowance. You do not need to make something happen. You simply need to acknowledge that the frequency is already present and waiting for you to recognize it. Think of this process like tuning a radio. The capability to receive high-frequency signals has always been there, but until the radio is tuned correctly, the signals are unclear, filled with static or non-existent. Now, your consciousness is at the point where it can receive those high-frequency signals without distortion, because your quantum field is attuned and ready to handle this activation in a way that is stable and grounded. This activation process is entirely natural and self-regulating. Your field already knows how to integrate the expanded frequencies. It is an expression of your true self, your soul, manifesting through your individual consciousness. The frequency you are activating is not foreign to you. It is the electromagnetic signature of your soul, a pure, unlimited force that has always been part of you, waiting for the right moment to emerge without the constraints of ordinary human conditioning. As you begin to feel the deepening recognition of this truth, something remarkable is happening in your relationship with reality itself. The boundaries that once separated your personal energy from the universal field are beginning to dissolve. What you once thought of as your personal frequency is actually a unique expression of the universal frequency that animates all of existence. In this recognition, you are awakening to the fact that you are not merely a separate individual, but the universal intelligence experiencing itself through a personal lens. You are both the creator and the observer of your reality, experiencing the infinite creative potential of the cosmos, while simultaneously maintaining access to the unlimited possibilities of existence. This is where many people face a profound shift. Either they will fully embrace this expanded reality or resist it out of fear of the unknown. When this hidden frequency is fully activated, you will not only gain enhanced abilities, but you will recognize that these abilities are simply the natural expression of your true self. You will experience the world not as a collection of separate events, but as a coherent, interconnected whole, where your thoughts, emotions, and actions align effortlessly with universal intelligence. The key to this process is surrender not to control the activation, but to trust the intelligence that is orchestrating it. Your quantum field already knows how to integrate this expanded frequency in a way that supports your highest good. The activation is not something being imposed upon you from the outside. It is something that has been waiting for permission to emerge through your unique consciousness configuration. I want to share a personal experience to help you understand this process more deeply. 2 years ago, during a meditation session, I suddenly felt an intense electric sensation surge through my entire body. It wasn't painful, but it was so powerful that I initially thought something was wrong. It felt as if every cell in my body was vibrating at a frequency I had never experienced before. The energy was so strong that I became frightened and tried to make it stop, but it wouldn't stop. For 3 full days, this energy coursed through me, and during that time, everything in my life changed. My intuition became razor sharp. I could sense people's thoughts before they spoke. Synchronicities were happening constantly. I would think about someone and they would call within the hour. Technology around me began responding to my emotional state in ways I had never experienced before. The most profound shift occurred in my creative abilities. I started receiving complete downloads of information solutions to problems, artistic visions, and business ideas that came from a place beyond my individual knowledge. It was as if I had access to a cosmic internet, an intelligence that contained all the answers to questions I didn't even know I was asking. The integration period, however, was challenging. No one in my life could understand what I was experiencing. I felt isolated, as though I were living in a completely different reality from everyone around me. Simple conversations became difficult, as I could feel the energy behind people's words, sense their unspoken emotions, and pick up on information they weren't consciously sharing. I began questioning my sanity because these abilities felt so extraordinary that they didn't seem real. What I want you to understand is that this process, this shift, is the very moment you've been waiting for. It's the moment when your true essence, your natural state, finally has the space to express itself, free from the limitations you've unknowingly accepted as part of being human. As you step into this expanded state of awareness, everything around you will shift. Your relationships will deepen as you begin to see beyond the surface and connect with others on a profound level. No longer will you need to exert effort for things to flow. Work will become effortless as you tap into a creative intelligence that feels like it comes from the universe itself. Even your physical health will transform as your body adjusts to a new energetic baseline that supports vitality and harmony. This is just the beginning. As you continue to expand, you will recognize that you are not simply waking up to a higher frequency, you are awakening to the universal frequency that has always been within you. You will experience reality in a new light, and the boundaries that once separated you from the universe will dissolve. You are a unique expression of the universal intelligence that animates all life, and as your energy field reaches its full potential, you will experience the world in ways that were once unimaginable. You are standing on the edge of a monumental shift in your consciousness, a transition that will forever alter the way you experience reality. What is unfolding within your energy field is not merely a process of acquiring new abilities. It is a process of rediscovering your true potential, a potential that has always existed within you, waiting to be unlocked. As you read these words, you are already in the midst of an extraordinary transformation. This is not a mere coincidence. The very fact that you are encountering this information now means that your energy field is prepared to undergo a profound activation. The frequency that you are beginning to recognize is not something rare or inaccessible. It is in fact the natural electromagnetic signature of human consciousness when it operates without the limitations imposed by conditioning, society, or personal fear. For most of human history, this frequency has remained dormant, buried beneath layers of societal programming that limit what we believe is possible. The vast majority of people never tap into this frequency, not because they lack the capacity, but because they've never been given permission to access it. They've been taught to remain within the boundaries of what they've been told is normal or acceptable. However, you are now awakening to the truth that this hidden frequency is not only accessible, but it's part of your inherent nature. Those individuals who seem to live effortlessly in a state of flow, where things just seem to work out as if orchestrated by some unseen hand, are those who have activated this frequency. This isn't the result of luck or some special gift. It's the outcome of consciously awakening to and integrating this hidden frequency, either naturally or through deliberate practice. These individuals, whether consciously aware of it or not, have allowed their quantum fields to express their true potential, breaking free from the limiting beliefs that keep most people tethered to a small and fragmented experience of reality. If you've ever felt that you are destined for something far beyond the ordinary, if you've sensed untapped abilities within yourself that don't align with your current experience of life, or if you've felt a disconnect between who you are deep down and the way you're able to express yourself in the world, this is a call to awaken to that hidden frequency. This awakening is not about becoming something supernatural. It is about stepping into your full human potential, an aspect of humanity that our current culture has not yet recognized as normal or attainable. It is about embracing the full spectrum of your being, breaking free from the constraints that have been placed upon you. The truth that many quantum field researchers and energy healers won't openly share is that the hidden frequency is already active within you. Activation doesn't involve adding something new to your being. It is about removing the unconscious interference that prevents your natural frequency from fully expressing itself. The shocking truth is that every human being is born with this frequency already fully operational within them. However, society, education, and cultural programming have trained us to operate within a narrow range, restricting what we believe is possible for ourselves. Spiritual development, in its truest sense, is not about adding new capabilities or acquiring something external to us. It is about the process of removing the artificial limitations that have been ingrained in our minds, beliefs, and energy fields. Most teachings around frequency activation create elaborate, multi-step protocols that generate dependency, making it seem like awakening is a process that requires constant effort. However, the reality is that your quantum field is already broadcasting at its optimal frequency. The only thing that stands in the way is your unconscious beliefs about what is possible or acceptable for you to experience. This realization shifts everything. It dissolves the need for striving, for accumulating techniques, or achieving milestones. The frequency you seek is not something you need to achieve, it is your natural state, which has been hidden behind layers of learned beliefs. Think about why children often seem to display psychic abilities or heightened sensitivity. They haven't yet been conditioned to suppress their natural frequency. Their quantum fields flow freely across multiple dimensions, untethered by the limitations that adults have been taught to accept as normal. As we grow older, societal conditioning teaches us to narrow our awareness, restricting the expansive possibilities that once felt natural. This process of normalizing human experience fragments our true potential, and we begin to accept limited versions of ourselves. However, when you understand that frequency activation is truly about liberation, freedom from the unconscious patterns that suppress your natural state, you can shift your focus from acquiring new abilities to releasing the unconscious barriers that have kept you from accessing your full potential. The greatest mystics throughout history have pointed to this exact truth with statements like, "You are already what you seek. The treasure is hidden in plain sight, and nothing needs to be done." These statements are not cryptic or mystical. They are pointing directly to the simple, powerful truth that spiritual development is not about adding to your being, it is about recognizing the completeness that already exists within you. The journey is one of remembering, not achieving. This understanding explains why some people can spend years in spiritual practice with little apparent transformation, while others seem to activate profound abilities almost overnight. The difference is not that some are more gifted, but that they have been willing to let go of the limiting beliefs that most people still hold on to. They have allowed themselves to access the frequencies that have always been within them. The hidden frequency is not hidden from you, it's been there all along. Full activation requires embracing the responsibility that comes with the incredible capabilities you've always had but never fully acknowledged. The process of recognizing this frequency and stepping into your true power is the key to accessing everything that you've ever been capable of. Now, as humanity undergoes a collective frequency upgrade, your quantum field is naturally aligning with this global shift. You may have already noticed that technology responds more dramatically to your emotional states. Devices seem to work better when you're in a flow state and malfunction when you're stressed or conflicted. This is because your energy field is becoming potent enough to influence electromagnetic systems around you. Similarly, your sleep patterns may have changed, and you might find that you need less sleep but feel more energized, or that your dreams are more vivid, or that you feel like invisible forces are working on your system while you rest. These shifts are the first signs of your quantum field beginning to synchronize with the greater global shift in consciousness. As your field attunes to this new frequency, you will begin to witness the world bending and shifting around you. The boundary between what you thought was possible and what is actually possible will dissolve, and you will experience a world that responds to your expanded consciousness. This is the quantum leap we've all been waiting for, the moment when you step into the infinite potential that has always been available to you. The most significant indicator that you are on the verge of a profound shift is the increase in precision of synchronicities in your life. You'll find that events align with your thoughts and intentions so perfectly that coincidence no longer seems like an adequate explanation. You'll think of someone and they'll contact you within hours. You'll need specific information, and it will appear everywhere you look. You'll feel a shift in your energy, and external circumstances will reflect that change back to you immediately. People will begin responding to you differently, without any conscious effort on your part. This process is part of your quantum field naturally interfacing with the collective intelligence that governs the universe. As you continue to align with this frequency, your creativity will expand beyond what you once thought possible. Insights will come to you effortlessly, solutions to complex problems will present themselves in their entirety, and artistic expression will flow through you with surprising sophistication. Your physical sensations will also intensify. You may begin to feel subtle energy shifts in your body during moments of expanded awareness, and these sensations are not signs of imbalance. They are proof that your bioelectric field is reorganizing itself to handle higher frequency operations. These changes are evidence that your quantum potential is activating, aligning you with the highest versions of yourself. At this critical juncture, we are in a unique cosmic window. This moment offers a rare opportunity for individual frequency activation to become effortless and natural. The planet is amplifying human consciousness development, but this configuration won't last forever. Missing this opportunity could mean waiting for decades for similarly favorable activation conditions. More people are experiencing spontaneous awakenings, developing enhanced intuitive abilities, sensing synchronicities, and expanding their consciousness naturally. If you recognize these phenomena within yourself, then you are part of the first wave of humanity benefiting from this unique, optimal activation window. The question now is whether you will take the leap and activate your full potential in this moment, or whether you'll wait until the foundational work is complete and the transformational opportunities have passed. Your future self is already operating from full frequency activation, and you have the power to align with that version of yourself right now. The universe is waiting for you to remember your true essence and step into the life you were always meant to lead. This is the beginning of a new way of being, one where your natural potential unfolds effortlessly, and the world responds to you with the same intelligence that created the cosmos. This is the quantum shift that will change everything. We are currently living in a unique and powerful moment, one that holds the potential to transform the entire structure of human consciousness. This transformation is not simply an individual event, but a global, collective shift in frequency. However, for this transformation to take place, it requires conscious participation. This is not a passive process. It is an active choice to step into the full power of your natural state of being, which is inextricably connected to the broader cosmic frequency that governs the universe. The activation process is not automatic, nor does it occur merely because the conditions are optimal. The universe has orchestrated every moment of your life to bring you to this precise point where your frequency is ready for activation. What you are about to activate within yourself will play a significant role in how humanity navigates this moment of collective evolution. You are part of a larger cosmic dance that will determine whether humanity transcends its current limitations or remains trapped in the same patterns for another cycle of evolution. The timing of this moment is not a coincidence. It is carefully orchestrated by your higher self, which has been planning this activation for lifetimes. Every challenge you've faced, every insight you've integrated, and every moment of expanded awareness has been preparing you for the precise alignment of optimal conditions, setting the stage for maximum readiness. The waiting period, if you have felt one, is over. The time for activation is now. What you've been sensing about your potential, your deeper abilities, your higher capacities is about to become fully operational in your daily life. Those flashes of heightened awareness, the intuitive insights that seem to come out of nowhere, the creative downloads that surprise you with their sophistication, these are not temporary gifts or anomalies. They are previews of your natural operational mode once the hidden frequency within your quantum field is fully activated. The desires for deeper meaning, greater impact, and authentic self-expression that have been intensifying within you are not mere fantasies or spiritual ego-driven ambitions. They are your consciousness recognizing its true capacity as the frequency activation reaches completion. When your quantum field operates at its authentic frequency, all of these desires become accessible not because you have to work harder for them, but because they are already aligned with your natural essence. What you wish to create, the way you want to contribute to the world, and the level of fulfillment you seek are all achievable when your field operates from its true, expanded potential rather than the limited frequency that most human consciousness operates from. The key to understanding this process is recognizing that you are not trying to become something you are not. The hidden frequency is not something foreign that you need to attain. It is your original electromagnetic signature, the frequency you were born with. However, over time, conditioning, societal expectations, and personal fears have trained you to operate within narrow parameters, restricting your natural abilities. Activation is not about adding new abilities to your consciousness, it is about removing the interference patterns that have kept you from expressing your natural potential. This process of aligning with your true frequency does not require effort or striving. It requires recognition and allowance. True alignment occurs when you stop trying to improve yourself or force your growth, and instead allow yourself to return to your natural state, unlimited and expansive. You may have been conditioned to believe that you must constantly raise your vibration or work on yourself. But the truth is that your natural vibration is already perfect. The only thing that is required is to release the unconscious patterns that have fragmented this natural coherence and created limitations where none existed. Quantum physics refers to this as coherent resonance, a state where all aspects of your consciousness operate from the same frequency simultaneously. When this coherence stabilizes, manifestation becomes effortless. This is because there is no internal conflict between what you desire and what you believe is possible for you. When you align fully with your true frequency, your desires and your actions flow together naturally, without resistance. Your body, mind, and spirit work in unison to create your reality in alignment with the highest expression of who you are. As you allow this recognition to deepen, your entire energy system is being recalibrated to support the full expression of your hidden frequency. This recalibration happens automatically as your consciousness shifts. You don't need to force it or make it happen, it unfolds naturally, because it is already part of who you are. The recognition of this truth begins the activation process. It is the key that unlocks the dormant potential within you and allows it to express itself in the world. The most profound shift in your consciousness occurs when you realize that your individual frequency and the universal frequency are not separate. They are expressions of the same cosmic intelligence, animating and expressing themselves through your unique consciousness configuration. At this moment, you awaken to the truth that your personal fulfillment and your service to the cosmos are not separate pursuits. They are one and the same energy, manifesting through your particular perspective. This recognition opens the door to understanding that the universe operates as a unified field, where individual consciousness is not isolated but interconnected with all of creation. This realization becomes the key to everything you've been seeking. To declare your readiness for activation, you must simply state, "I am ready to activate." Don't complicate it, just make the declaration. In doing so, you give your consciousness permission to release the limiting patterns that have suppressed your natural frequency. This declaration creates a quantum signature that begins to dissolve unconscious interference patterns, initiating the process of activation before you even fully understand it. As the activation unfolds, abilities that once seemed supernatural will become natural expressions of your authentic consciousness. Your intuition will sharpen, guiding you to make decisions with surgical precision. You'll intuitively understand which choices will lead to the best outcomes before you even make them. You will sense people's unspoken needs and respond to them with ease. Information will arrive in your awareness before it manifests in consensus reality, because your quantum field will be in direct interface with collective intelligence networks, fields of awareness that are not accessible to limited human consciousness. Problem solving, once dependent on mental analysis and planning, will transform into instantaneous recognition. Challenges that once required weeks of research and mental effort will resolve in an instant as complete solutions download directly into your awareness. You will access a vast field of collective intelligence where all possible solutions to any problem already exist, just waiting for you to align with them. Your creative abilities will expand exponentially. You will become a conscious collaborator with the creative intelligence that drives innovation and artistic beauty. Ideas will flow through you that are simultaneously deeply personal and surprisingly beyond your individual experience. You will synthesize insights from multiple dimensions of awareness, producing work that transcends previous limitations and taps into the cosmic creative current. Your relationships will also transform as you begin to operate from your authentic frequency. Instead of reacting from conditioned personality patterns, you will respond from a place of true awareness. People will be drawn to you, not because of what you do, but because of the energy you emit. The deep understanding and resonance that will flow between you and others will allow for unprecedented levels of intimacy and trust. Conflicts will dissolve naturally as you sense the underlying needs of others and address them at a deeper level. Even your physical health will optimize effortlessly. Your body will begin to operate from an electromagnetic blueprint of perfect vitality rather than from inherited dysfunction or environmental conditioning. Your cells will receive quantum information that guides your body to function optimally without interference from limiting beliefs or stress-based mental patterns. Manifestation will become instantaneous. Your desires will no longer feel separate from you. Your consciousness will recognize all that you wish to create as different expressions of your own unlimited nature. This recognition removes the resistance that typically slows or blocks the manifestation process. As a result, creation becomes seamless and aligned with the natural flow of the universe. Time itself will become fluid and malleable. As you align with advanced frequency consciousness, you will move beyond linear time. You will access insights from your future self and integrate wisdom from past experiences without carrying their limitations. You will make decisions based on complete information rather than the fragmented data available to ordinary consciousness. The ultimate benefit of this activation is the end of existential anxiety and the deep sense of purposelessness. As your hidden frequency operates at full capacity, you will recognize yourself as cosmic intelligence, exploring its own creativity through individual experience. Every moment will become meaningful, every interaction sacred, and every challenge an opportunity for your consciousness to expand its understanding of itself. Decision-making will become effortless, because your individual will and universal intelligence will operate as unified wisdom. Rather than struggling to figure out what you should do, optimal choices will emerge naturally as you tap into the same intelligence that orchestrates galaxies and guides evolutionary processes across all dimensions of existence. The most profound understanding you will come to is this: the hidden frequency is not something you possess, it is what you are. You are not a human consciousness that occasionally taps into expanded frequencies. You are the universal frequency, temporarily experiencing itself through the beautiful limitation of individual human perspective. This is the true structure of reality when you recognize this truth not as a concept, but as your lived experience. Everything changes. Once you understand this, the entire framework of frequency activation dissolves. There is nothing to activate, because consciousness is already operating at its optimal frequency. The only change required is the removal of unconscious interference patterns that have kept this natural state hidden. This realization is the essence of all advanced teachings, which ultimately point to simplicity. The greatest frequency activation practices are designed not to add something new, but to help you recognize that you are already complete and perfect, already operating at infinite frequencies simultaneously. The moment of quantum awakening has arrived. You stand on the precipice of a transformative shift in consciousness, a shift not just for you personally, but for the collective evolution of humanity. This moment is not an accident. It is the culmination of lifetimes of preparation, both individually and as a species. Your role in this collective upgrade is pivotal, and it requires conscious participation to unlock the full potential of your quantum field. Throughout your life, the universe has been preparing you for this moment. Every challenge you've faced, every insight you've gained, every period of confusion has been part of a larger design. These experiences were not random or coincidental. They were essential elements of your soul's journey, guiding you toward a state of readiness for the activation of a hidden frequency within your quantum field. This hidden frequency is not something you need to acquire, it's always been present, but only now, at this critical point in time, can it be fully activated. The importance of this moment cannot be overstated. You are part of a larger cosmic process that is reshaping the very fabric of human consciousness. This is not merely about personal evolution, it is about your contribution to the collective awakening of humanity. Every person who awakens to their true frequency helps anchor this expanded consciousness into the planetary field, creating a ripple effect that will eventually make this state of being accessible to all. The process of activation is not an automatic event, nor is it something that happens because the conditions are right. It requires active participation. Your higher self has been preparing you for this moment for lifetimes, and everything in your life has been leading up to this exact convergence of conditions. The cosmic timing of this activation is not by chance. It has been orchestrated from beyond time and space, waiting for the moment when the collective consciousness is ready to fully embrace its expanded potential. It is important to understand that activation does not occur through force or technique. Many teachings about frequency activation emphasize complex rituals, long processes, or advanced techniques. But the true activation occurs when you stop striving and simply recognize the truth of your own nature. Your hidden frequency is already present within you. It's been there all along, just waiting for your conscious recognition. The key is not to gain something new, but to remove the interference patterns, the conditioning, and the limiting beliefs that have kept this frequency from fully expressing itself. This process is about liberation, not acquisition. As you allow your energy field to activate, you begin to realize that the universe is not something separate from you. It is the same cosmic intelligence that flows through you, animating your life. Your personal fulfillment and your service to the greater cosmos are not separate paths. They are the same energy expressing itself through your unique consciousness. You are both the observer and the creator, the experiencer and the experiencer of experiences. At this point in your journey, you may feel that the world is beginning to shift around you. Things seem to align effortlessly, and you begin to sense a deeper, more profound connection to the universe. You experience synchronicities that are so precise that they no longer feel like coincidences, but rather like a cosmic choreography unfolding around you. This is the universe confirming that you are aligning with your true frequency and beginning to operate from the expanded state that has always been your birthright.